Business tycoon Vijay Mallya has lost his passport. Tycoon's diplomatic passport has been suspended after a plea was filed by the Enforcement Directorate. The government cracks down after the tycoon evaded 3 summons sent by the ED in the bank fraud case. Enforcement Directorate had summoned Vijay Mallya thrice. Based on the last summons, Vijay Mallya was expected to make or asked to make a personal appearance before the ED by the 9th of April, failing which the Enforcement Directorate moved asking for revocation of Vijay Mallya's passport. This is a case involving money laundering regarding a bank loan worth 900 crores from IDBI Bank. A setback for Mallya. What does this mean? Does this mean that Vijay Mallya will not be allowed to come back to the country, or an arrest warrant, a red corner notice will be issued? We still don't have too much clarity on that. We're trying to connect to our reporters for an update. We still don't have any reporters with us on this big story that we are bringing to you. We're trying to connect to our reporters who track the Ministry of External Affairs for us so they can explain to us what this really means. What happens when a Rajya Sabha MP's diplomatic passport is suspended? We're trying to get an update on this story. Meanwhile, we do have Virendra Gunawat with us who tracks the Enforcement Directorate for us. Viren, the Enforcement Directorate had asked for revocation of Vijay Mallya's passport after he failed to appear before it the third time. He ignored the third summons sent by the ED.
Exactly. In fact, 2 days back, Enforcement Directorate official confirmed India Today saying that non-cooperation attitude of Vijay Mallya had prepared a ground to request the Regional Passport Office of Delhi and Ministry of External Affairs to revoke the passport of Vijay Mallya because he is not supporting the investigation of Enforcement Directorate and the PMLA, Money Laundering Act, against him in the Kingfisher Airlines IDBI loan case. So that definitely this has really there's another, because ED officials have also said that there's 2 options we have. One is the issuing of non-bailable warrant. That is not possible unless Supreme Court clears his banking proposal on April 26th. So second option, better option, that was revoking his passport, and that has been done. It's a big blow for Vijay Mallya. But there could be another situation if ED officials are being believed that Vijay Mallya might come back in the country to face the questioning. So he might come clear before all the agencies, and he might request to cancel this revoking of the passport. But there could be another big situation, because that's the fear of ED, that he might not come in the country now because he has got a ground that his passport has been revoked. So there could be a situation, if he come in the country, he might be arrested and put behind the jail. There could be a situation of, again, like path to Lalit Modi.
All right, Viren, stay on with us. We also have Brijesh Kalappa, who's with us on the phone line. Thanks so much for speaking to India Today. Mr. Kalappa, your first reaction?
No, the first reaction I'd like to give is that this has no impact, because Mr. Mallya, as you know, has a house and he has all kinds of facilities in London. He has not gone there for a visit. So the revocation of passport is not going to make a difference, 1. 2, this government has in the past, a person without a passport and while he's in the throes of continuing a litigation, he has been able to move from country to country, and that is Mr. Lalit Modi. And if Mr. Lalit Modi has been able to move from country to country, facilitated by the Union Minister for Foreign Affairs, then surely Mr. Mallya also will have the same facility. So this doesn't have that kind of a deterrent value. And Mr. Mallya, like I said...
But you know, Mr. Brijesh Kalappa, doesn't this show an intent on the part of the government to actually act against the business tycoon who's defaulted on bank loans worth 9,000 crores?
No, I would have believed that the government had intent if they had acted against Mr. Chowdhury, who's the union minister, sitting union minister, against whom, there have been criminal proceedings for recovery of those amounts. And if he had been dropped by Mr. Modi, then this government would have been acting against all defaulters. But here is a case where the BJP itself got Mr. Mallya elected, and under its watch, Mr. Mallya went and left the country. So really, what hope does this give to any citizen, considering that Mr. Chaudhary continues to be a cabinet minister in Mr. Modi's ministry and continues to be a defaulter? So does this not give him extra strength from the banks proceeding against him? So this is the point that, the intent is totally lacking.
All right, the intent is lacking, says Vijay Mallya, Congress spokesperson. Stay on with us, Mr. Mallya. We also have RP Singh of the BJP who's with us on the phone line. Mr. Singh, how would you respond to the Congress's argument that this move to suspend Vijay Mallya's passport will actually give the business tycoon a longer rope?
See, let me first say what Mr. Mallya was saying about Mr. Chaudhary. Although I'm not spokesman of Mr. Chaudhary, but as far as my best of knowledge goes, the company in question, he has no stake in that company. And plus, whatever I'm against it, whatever under law is possible and whatever under law should be done will be done against Mr. Chaudhary also. He can't be left out of that. But just propagating the false subject like that is not done by Congress. That's not right by Congress. But as far as the other issue goes of Mr. Mallya, the concerned authorities are taking the due action, and we are hopeful that whatever best will the law can be done should be done as far as Mr. Mallya go.
All right, Mr. RP Singh and Vijay Mallya, please stay on with us. We also have our Deputy Editor Atir Khan, who's with us live from the National Capital. We also have Gaurav Sawant, Senior Editor. Atir, I want to come to you first. Explain to us, now that the government has moved to suspend Vijay Mallya's passport, what does this mean? Does this mean that his stay abroad will be affected in any way? Will he be sent back, or does a lookout notice need to be issued for that?
Well, you see, the ED had given a request for revocation of his passport. Now, the ME officials, after they had consulted the legal department, they have taken this decision. Now, there was a view that the decision may be taken sometime next week on Monday or Tuesday, but in all earnestness, it has been taken very swiftly, and therefore it shows that there is an intent to take action against Vijay Mallya. Now, the ED clearly, after what follows logically as per the procedures, is they are going to issue a warrant against Vijay Mallya, and thereafter the procedure of red corner notice. Also, we know that after the passport is put under suspension, he has a diplomatic passport, which means that all the other documents which were furnished with it, the business visa, will also be suspended. So therefore, now after the red corner notice, the ED has option of seeking for his deportation to India. So that could be, that becomes easier. Unlike in Lalit Modi's case, who is on work permit, Vijay Mallya is on a business visa. So it makes it easier for them to proceed against him.
All right, so we're expecting more action from the ED. Atir, stay on with us. It's also getting a word from Gaurav Sawant, who's with us live from our newsroom. Gaurav, the Parliament's Ethics Committee was also examining the case against Vijay Mallya. Has any action been taken on that front as far as his membership is concerned?
Well, as of now, it's the Enforcement Directorate that's taken the first step. It's requested the External Affairs Ministry to hold on to that passport, to suspend that passport. Now, this technically means that he cannot leave the UK for a third country. So whatever procedure has to take place from this point on is to ensure that he comes back to India from the UK and does not go to another country. His passport stands suspended. All other legal documents stand suspended that come along with the passport. Now, he says he's willing to come on video conferencing for this case to move forward. The consortium of banks are not satisfied with just video conferencing. They want him physically present in India. Of the 9,000 crore rupees, he's willing to negotiate on the return of 4,000 crore rupees, but that still does not satisfy the consortium of banks. They want to take this forward. They want to know that he's very clear and he's honest about returning the money. To take this forward, he has to be physically present, and all of this is one more step in the process of ensuring his physical presence in India, or he remains in the UK from where he cannot go to another country.
Right, Gaurav, stay on with us. We also have RP Singh of the BJP and Vijay Mallya of the Congress on the phone line with us. Mr. Singh, I want to come to you first. The argument is that the government A, allowed him to get away, B, took a long time to act against him, C, he continues to be a member of parliament.
How can we say that he can't be a member of parliament? I mean, there's an elected post. And let's be clear, who gave him all these loans? Under whose order all these loans are given? Mr. Charamna was the finance minister, Sonia Gandhi was the head of the UPA. But that all that money, all those banks, who forced those banks to give that money to them? And today banks are bankrupt because of the ugly regime. So, and then the process is on, and be rest assured, Mr. Mallya or anyone won't be left free on this issue.
Right, Mr. Kalappa, you can't argue with the fact that it does show intent in the part of the government to actually bring back Vijay Mallya. I was speaking to our Deputy Editor Atir Khan as well, who's saying that the next logical step would be to issue a lookout notice or an arrest warrant and then eventually a red corner notice against the businessman to bring him back to India. So the government, in all earnestness, seems to be acting against a business tycoon, and the charge that the BJP has been levelling against the Congress is that he was allowed loans worth 9,000 crores under the UPA government.
So take action against UPA people who have done that. Why doesn't this government take action
Mr.
against
Kalappa,
UPA?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So why does not the Prime Minister take action against UPA ministers who lent these monies to Mr. Mallya? He has been speaking about it. Mr. Prime Minister has spoken about it. Even in Assam, his spokespersons have continuously been speaking about it. This is also just another jumla, like the jumla of 2G and Colgate and all that. Because you see, after Prime Minister Modi has come into place, he has not instituted a single criminal proceeding against any member of the Congress party. He has not instituted recovery proceedings against any member of the Congress party. But he keeps speaking about massive corruption, so on and so forth. So is this not yet another jumla? That, so much of monies have gone and so on and so forth. Act against them. Act against those people who have lent him money.
All right, Mr. Kalappa and RP Singh, thanks so much. All right, I'm afraid we've run out of time. Thanks so much, Mr. Kalappa and RP Singh, for speaking to us. Thanks so much, Atir and Gaurav, for explaining to us what's going to happen from this point onwards. A huge setback for business tycoon Vijay Mallya. His diplomatic passport has been suspended. Atir now telling us that the next logical step is that a lookout notice or a warrant can be issued against the business tycoon, which means that he will have to come back to India. We'll keep tracking developments on this big story.
We're getting to hear that a slipper was thrown at Kanhaiya Kumar, this while he was speaking at the Dhanbade National College in Nagpur. Earlier, slogans were also shouted against Kanhaiya Kumar, and there was
already in 2001 with Wikipedia. You remember Wikipedia? This was a silly idea from the beginning. So people are going to, actually ordinary people are going to write encyclopedias. It's a stupid idea.